I wish I could tell you this sort of thing doesn't happen often, but it does. This type of error is an OR nurse's worst nightmare. About 5 years ago, I was involved in a sentinel event, better known as a medical error. Although I did all the right things, a medical error still occurred. One evening, we got a call that a crashing C-section was on its way to the OR. We barely had enough time to do an initial count. There were OB and neonatal nurses accompanying the patient as well as all the surgeons. The patient arrived to the OR, and within minutes, the baby was delivered. In the meantime, everyone was opening sponges onto the sterile field as Mom was bleeding out. We finally got the bleeding under control. The charge nurse came in to relieve me. I can't recall why, but he wanted me out of the room and he wanted to take over. I hesitated and offered to stay, as this was my case and I wanted to see it to the end. He insisted I leave. At that point, I told him, as well as everyone in the room, I went to each and every person, making sure they heard me, that an x-ray needed to be done because we lost track of counts. There was too much chaos in the room, and an x-ray needed to be done prior to the patient leaving the OR. I charted everything. Around 10 to 15 minutes later, the charge nurse informed me that all counts are correct. I asked him, how do you know? How do you know that all counts are correct because we lost track of counts? I told him that we needed to do an x-ray, that patient should not leave the OR without an x-ray. Of course, I charted all this. I charted as each and every surgeon left the room, as I informed him or her that an x-ray needed to be done. Well, you can probably figure out that this outcome was not a good one. The charge nurse told the surgeons it would be okay to do the x-ray in the ICU. Within 24 hours, I received a call. The patient was found to have a retained sponge in the wound. I was devastated. I felt helpless, and as I reported off to the charge nurse, hoping the x-ray would be done, but it wasn't. Here are some teaching points so this never happens to you.